Joy is cooking, so nimeona nikae hapa hivi tuchape story kidogo. Maybe talk about one two things vitu nimelearn in life, things that have made me make the choices that I've decided to take. And one of the biggest choice I made in life is to lead a very simple life, and there is a very good reason for that. Back in 2018, I went through a stage where I don't know whether to call it depression or I was just sad with life. Yet I had a job, I had a car, I had a house, and everything according to an external eye. If you observed me kutoka nje, ungeona Joe is making it in life. Yes, I was not happy with myself. Sijui kama most of you have gone through this phase. It gets you, and most of you it's because maybe unaona the things you wanted to have achieved at a certain age bado hauja achieve, or maybe some things you have achieved but they didn't give you the pleasure you expected, or the satisfaction, or the feeling of accomplishment you expected from achieving these things. It happens, na mimi ilinisumbua sana. For the longest time ilinisumbua for about 6 months, and I think depression is there na inasumbua watu, and it is a serious thing that we need to look into, because zile vitu zinafanyika hii dunia manze, they are not common. Unapata msee ameua mwenzake ama amefanya kitu you didn't expect, and you say huyu jamaa hako hivi. It happens, and that's something that we need to look into, but that's not the kind of depression I'm talking about. Hiyo iko high level, that one I cannot deal. I'm not a specialist, I'm not a qualified personnel to tackle this issue. I think kuna watu wana deal na mental health and everything. What I'm talking here about is kujikubali and being happy and accepting where you are in life. Let me give you a backstory. Before now joining the company I'm currently working for, I used to work in South Sudan, and I was under MSF, which is Medicine Sans Frontier. Mimi si Fransa. For those who are French, they know how to pronounce that well. But basically it means Doctors Without Border. So what happened is these doctors, they are from Belgium, France, and I think some European countries. They used to treat and offer medical help to the South Sudanese residents. Na as you know, your place saa zingine inakuwaga na vita na vurugu, and their infrastructure in terms of road hayuko well developed. So what they used to do, they used to hire companies in Kenya to fly them around, and tulikuwa tunaamka asubuhi. No, we used to operate now from Juba. We used to stay in Juba, the capital city. I think that's the capital city, in Juba. And then tunaamka asubuhi tunawapeleka huko ndani mashinani, where people are fighting, where there are rebels and different groups fighting. And you see, it's very funny in Africa how that if someone does not come from your clan or does not speak the same language as you, you perceive them as enemy. It's unfortunate, something we need to change, but that's how life is. So those people used to fight for territories, and unapata kijiji moja iko na certain kind of group people, and then another kijiji iko na a different set of people. Man, the things I saw there were, I came back in Kenya, and I appreciated, even if tunakuwaga washanzi saa zingine, you hate on your fellow Kenyan just because haongei lugha yenye unaongea. That's pretty stupid, but like the things I saw there made me even change the way I see and do things. Waleo ukizuliza my mom, I never speak. I'm Kikuyu, proud Kikuyu, but I say I'm Kenyan first. Siwezi lugha yangu, but my mom knows akiniongesha Kikuyu in public, I never speak. Si ati ni kujifanya or anything, but I remember what I saw there and try to put the other person before my need to speak Kikuyu. Yes, inaweza kuwa ni vitu zetu tunazungumza, but ule mtu mwingine they need to feel safe. They don't need to feel threatened. And you see, the moment you make people feel safe around you, then hakutakuwa na conflict. The problem is when this person is speaking about this and you make the tabia mbaya just because someone cannot hear what you're saying, hata unaweza msengenya. And anyway, that's not the point. So we used to wake up in the morning from Juba, tunaingia huko mashinani, tunaenda na tunasota wasi. Jioni ikifika, madaktari washamaliza kutreat wasi, tumepeleka madawa, tumepeleka food, tunakuja. Now there are those doctors who used to stay in Juba, tunawapeleka asubuhi. Maybe the place is so unsafe, so inabidi tumewapeleka na tumarudisha. But kuna places zingine they were a bit safer. Yes, they are fighting, but they are a bit safer. So wase walikuwa na camps huko hivi. They stayed there for about 4 months and then we go extract them, tunatoa. But then wakikosa surprise, we used to take them maji, chakula, you know, and other things, personal effect things. So tulikuwa tunafanya, that was the job every day. And that place was hot. 42 degrees by the time inafika mchana bana. So after this nitaweka picha uone venye niko na dunga. I used to wear Timberlands kuzuia mguu isichomeke, and then unavaa very light clothes just for the protection. The things I saw there. I once carried this woman who was due. Tumemtoa kwa kijiji, not hiyo yao, hawana hospitali. Tunampeleka another place where she can get help so that she could deliver. The thing is, you'll meet women wametembea before, like because kijiji yao ni mbaya, wametembea from one kijiji wakijaribu kwenda penye hospitali iko. You meet them halfway ama place wanajua ndege inaweza land so that muwabebe muwapeleke. There was this woman who had walked, I think the story is she had walked more than 50 kilometers akitafuta place ya kujifungua. Unfortunately, and this is the sad bit, unfortunately in that hiyo kutembea hiyo, I think she broke water na mtoto akaanza kuteremka. She walked with that baby hanging almost between her legs. The kid passed, alikufa, but the woman got the help she needed. They were able to extract the baby and give her hizo services after the baby died. But mimi mwenyewe, this lady came to the aircraft breathing heavily, and this woman, she has my respect. She has my respect hands down. Aliingia kwa ndege, amejikaza, akakaa chini. We took her to where the main facility was, the hospital. Akashuka, alijishukisha ndege. And this is a woman, you can see clearly, break water. She's walking hali, amejikaza tu. You can hear she's breathing heavily. She's in pain, but anatembea tu. Another time, I don't know what happened to this kid, but I think it was a 2-year-old. Amekuja na mama yake, wanapeleka hospitali. I swear, ungeambia huyu mtoi si nyoka imemuuma, haungeamini. The kid alikuwa amefura, anakampira. Uso inakampira. Amefura double his size. This is a 2-year-old, mtoto mdogo anafako mdogo, but amefura anaka. Mkono ilikuwa inaka, hata ungeona joints. I don't know what disease this kid had, but it touched my heart. Another one, kulitokea vita kwao, that's the story. Where they were fighting, I don't know what happened, a stray bullet ikamgonga hapa. So this kid had a dropped jaw. Ilimgonga hapa ikadislocate jaw, so the jaw was had dropped. So alikuwa amefungua bandage all around, but you can see this kid, it was a 7-year-old in pain. And I remember kazi yetu ilikuwa ku evacuate these people so that they could go to a major hospital kutritiwa. But ile iliniuma and I got attached. I remember my mom wanted me to be a doctor, but I couldn't be a doctor. Reason is siwezi ona damu. Even my own blood, I see it and I get lightheaded. Hata naweza zimia. But I remember this guy, he was about 30 years old. I don't know what he was doing. He was employed by a certain company huko South Sudan. And then kwa sababu hakunaga petrol station huko ndani kabisa, what they used to do, they used to buy barrels of petrol or gas zinaekwa kwa ndege ama I don't know how they used to transport those mafuta, but I think they used to transport na hizo ndege kubwa. So wanaeka kwa hizo gari zenye walikuwa wanatumia ku evacuate wase huko from within, because kuna companies zingine, so many NGOs, so they used to have vehicles. So when wange afford ku hire ndege kama MSF, they used to do that, but they also had cars, because hata sisi huko from within saa zingine tulikuwa tunabebona na gari tunapeleka huko, but it is scary because very many times mmeenda na gari, mnashukishwa, mnaambiwa you know what, hatutawaua, tembeeni mtuachie gari. The rebels take the car and they start using it as theirs. So it was very risky and most companies walikuwa wanapoteza magari and it was very expensive. That's why walikuwa na prefer ndege. You can't hijack a ndege from huko juu ama uisimamishe. So jamaa, hii barrel ya mafuta imeisha. They wanted to repurpose it, cut it, reuse it for whatever reason. I think wale wanafanyaga hii kazi, they normally put water first in kutoa the gases ambazo zimebaki and then they weld it. The guy didn't know that. So akikata the thing blew up, ikaripuka. Yo, si jamaa alichomeka mwili mzima, full body, ikakuwa ni emergency, tukaitwa evacuation. So tulikuwa tumtoe uko ndani uko kwa vijiji, tukuje Juba tuweke mafuta, kutoka Juba tuende Lokichogio MSF, now they was to evacuate this guy. So MSF wameambiwa watoke Nairobi wakuje Lokichogio. Sisi tunatoka huko hivi South Sudan tukuja na jamaa. I remember this guy alikuwa muungua, so mwili mzima ako uchi, amefunikwa tu na mabandages, and you can see I could smell this guy. I could smell meat, I could smell blood and everything, but I saw the pain in this guy. I forgot that I cannot even see blood. I cannot see, you know what I'm saying, like ushaiona ng'ombe imehangiwa kwa butchery? That's how the guy was looking like, amechomeka. And I remember alikuwa naumia, and since the people who were taking care of him, the doctors and the nurses and everyone else, they were extra careful ndio asiumie, so they needed an extra hand. Wakaniita, mimi singekataa. Nilitoka pale, nilivaa mask yangu, nikavaa gloves and then help. I remember carrying this guy kondege. You even careful, you make smooth landing ndio asisikie uchungu, because you could see how he was in pain. Tukafika huko Lokichogio, tukamtoa, tukamweka kwa a jet ya MSF, akaletwa Nairobi. And I remember I kept thinking about this guy every day, how is he doing? You know, nikienda huko hivi nikipatana na the doctors huko hivi nauliza, hey, do you have information? Yeah, ako Nairobi anafanya vizuri. Unfortunately tukapewa another assignment ya kurudisha mizigo, and that mzigo was the guy. He passed on after a month in Nairobi, and I never stopped thinking about this guy. And I never thought like I would be so dedicated in my job because of these people. When I saw that, I forgot that being a pilot was my passion. I forgot that what I was doing was first meant for me. Nikasahau hizo vitu zote, and I started now doing my job with a different perspective. Nikaanza kufanya because of this young kid with a bullet kwa mdomo, this mama who is with a baby coming, you know, jamaa amepigwa risasi. Actually there was a guy alikuwa ameumwa nyoka akiwa huko kwa kichaka wamejificha, and then he didn't get the medical services. After 2 weeks mguu imeoza, mnambeba, it is smelly, but you have to do, like, you forget about your comfort and everything. And for the first time in my life I found a purpose, because unajua we grow up without knowing what we want to do in life. We know, and when I say without knowing what to do is, you want to be a doctor but you don't know why you want to be a doctor. You want to be a pilot but you don't know what you want, why do you want to be a pilot. You want to be a lawyer. You know, it's not about being in a career and making money, which we have, sadly we have made it to be, but it's about helping the other person. Yes, you can be a lawyer, but if you do that work with the aim of helping the other person, you find a purpose. So mimi sikuwa nimejua, mimi nilikuwa najua kukuwa na kuendesha ndege ni kama kukuwa driver, move from point A to point B. But after I went to South Sudan, I found my purpose. Nikajua, I started understanding what is happening and everything. So I did that work for a while. I think 2 years, 2018. Nikapata interview with a jumbo jet, and I had to move back. The reason why I had to move back is we used to be stationed in South Sudan, and you find that ukiuko hivi you cannot do so many things with yourself, because kuna kauko like a month or 2, come back 3 weeks or 2 weeks, you go back there, things like those. Na nilikuwa nimeanza kufikiria now about starting a family, doing 1 2 3. You see, even if I know this is what I want to do, I also head to another life. It's like I said, or like I always say in my videos, it's all about the balance. So nikaanza kufikiria there's no way I was going to start a family while I'm everywhere. So nika apply jumbo jet, but it never hit me the impact of getting a job at jumbo jet, because I came back na nikafanya interview, I was successful, started working. I didn't have a car then because I never used to be around Kenya sana, niko huko nje, so I had to get a car because of moving around. Nyumba niko na car 1 bedroom because I was early here around, so nika move to a slightly bigger house, kuanza kujipanga and everything. So nikaona okay, I'll still fulfill my purpose of serving other people while I'm still developing myself. Shock on me. When I started flying now people around Kenya and everything, another destination, initially it wasn't as fulfilling as, not let me not put it that way. I felt like I had cheated the people I used to serve back in South Sudan. Kwa sababu pale I used to serve needy people. Here I'm serving people who are going for leisure, travel, business meetings, those who are first time travelers, vitu kama hizo. So it was a different operation, still doing the same thing but different operation. And for a moment I felt like nimecheat. I felt like nimecheat. I had cheated my purpose. Na nika feel so low. Nika feel vibaya sana. Unajua sijui ni kama ushaifanyia mtu kitu kibaya. That's how I felt. Na nikakuwa sad. To the point that I couldn't even enjoy. So best yangu wako wana understand hii kitu. I remember talking to a friend of mine, those who are close, nikamwambia this is how I'm feeling. And they couldn't understand. Unapataje depression in quotes, because I can't say it depression like I said before. Unapataje hizi shida, yet you have a car, you have a house, you have a good job, you're being paid, but I could not explain. So what I did is, for the longest time, for about 4-5 months, I suffered. Niko naenda job, narudi, but I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Yes, let me say that. I was not fulfilled. Yes, I'm doing whatever I'm doing and I'm loving it, but I felt like, who is taking care of the kids? Who is taking care of the women? Vitu kama hizo. Until I came to learn the genesis of my problem is that in life we have to accept changes, and when changes happen you have to readjust. Na hiyo ndio kitu nilikuwa nimeshindwa kufanya, and I think this is the problem most people have, where you find that you are moving from age 20 to 25. Yes, kuna change imefanyika with your years, but you feel like you don't need to change the habit or the goals that you had. Ulikuwa unasema you want to be here by the time you are 25, but then unapata 25 imefika na hujafika hapo. You are supposed to readjust, okay? But most people start now comparing yourself with other people. What are other 25 doing? What are other 30-year-old doing? What are other 35-year-old people doing? And then you start comparing yourself. And that's where the problem comes in. You lose the purpose. So when I discovered this was the problem, what I did was readjust my goal, na nikaanza now looking at my job differently. Kuna ule mtu mgonjwa atahitaji daktari na atahitaji kumove around. That's okay. But also there are other people who have other needs. Unajua needs ni tofauti. There's someone who has been working hard maisha yake yote, full year. They need that vacation at the end of the year. They need to go to Mombasa. Ana book jumbo jet. Anahitaji pilot wa kumpeleka. You see, I'm serving that person. There's another person who needs to go to Kisumu, angalia biashara zake. That's a different need that needs to be served. Kuna mtu pale anataka kwenda Eldoret, amebook jumbo jet. That's a service. So when I altered my thinking and started to think, okay, I'm still serving people. I didn't do, yes, I wanted to develop in life, to do this 1, 2, 3. And it is a change that I had to accept. When I was 22, 23, 24, I was not thinking about marriage. Now I'm 27, I'm thinking about marriage. It is a change that has to happen. It is inevitable. I cannot be in South Sudan forever. That's a change that I have to accept. And you see, it's not like I'm cheating. I'm also serving in my profession and in my capability, but I'm serving a different set of people now. Wale wanaenda Diani, wale wanaenda Malindi, I'm serving them. And when I started accepting that, my life changed. And that's something I want to give you people, that when you feel sad that you're not achieving, and I'm sure I can promise you this, if you think kumaliza shule, for those who are in school, if you think kupata kazi, for those who are looking for work, ama for those who are single, if you think getting married or achieving all those things will make you happy, they will, but for a very short period of time. After that, you're gonna go back to the state you are in, and sometime you may even become sadder than you were even without the job, if you don't change your mindset of what is changing around you. Sometimes tunafikiriaga I'll be happier with a job. I'm not saying usitafute kazi, tafuta kazi, because you need that money and security and to survive. But do not place your happiness in getting that job. Do not place your happiness in getting that spouse, getting that partner. The reason why I'm saying this is, first, learn to be happy with serving others. Once you get that into your mind, you will always be happy wherever you are, whatever stage of life you are in. Hizi vitu tunasikiaga hapa, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad. It's because we like things that serve us, and when you don't achieve them, you feel like you have not achieved. Secondly, avoid comparing yourself with other people. Thirdly, set goals and keep readjusting them, but do not focus on the goal, focus on the process. What do I mean by this? You want to lose weight from 100 to 70, and you make it your New Year's resolution. You go to the gym and pay. You work out for 1 month, unaona umegain 1 or 2. So you give up. You start getting sad. But did you factor in the process? Because something like losing weight requires you to work out and also change your lifestyle in terms of diet. Did you factor that in? You want to read 100 books a year, but do you have an idea how many pages you need to read a day so that you can achieve that goal? Yes, unasema tu, you're setting goals. So focus on the process. And if the process does not allow you to achieve that goal, lower that goal to reasonable and achievable. I'm not saying that uweke chini, you aim low, but set achievable and reasonable goals. Na hiyo ndio nililearn from this process, this thing. So my aim is, even when whatever I do, is find a purpose in everything that I do, so that whatever I do is not to serve me, it's to serve others. You know, wewe ukiwa tu hapo, even the business you want to do not focus on making profit and making money. Focus on solving a problem. Focus on serving a purpose in somebody's life, because that's what human beings are meant to do. We are meant to serve others. That's why we are social beings. Hakuna, and this is why I hate this thing that people say, I'm a self-made billionaire, I'm a self-made. No, you're not. Ulizaliwa kama ujui kujilisha, ukalishwa, ukafanya hizi vitu zote, mtu alikufunza ABCD, mtu akafanya hivi. When you started a business, there are people who supported you, the clients, the customers, all those people walikunununia. Na umefika penye huko, now you are self-made billionaire. Without the people, ungekuwa wapi? And this is something that we need to understand. Na tuki understand this concept, we won't have problems like corruption that we have. Hatutakuwa na hii, because the reason why even people steal is to serve themselves, but they forget they're supposed to serve other people. Najua kuna mtu atasema, oh, but you know people will take advantage of you and everything. I'm not saying you be overly nice or nini, but I'm saying in your capacity. Are you a doctor? Yes. Serve people. Serve the people. Be nice to them. Unauza nini? You are a house manager. Serve the people very nicely. And they will notice that, because people will notice. They will notice that and they will now start serving you. Sisemi mtu akikuja kuombe 100,000 na uko na 150,000 unampatia. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in your capacity, in your job, in your business, in everything that you do, serve other people. And if you have nothing to offer, be nice. Be nice. Na ndio kitu inanisumbuaga sana o inanihuzunishaga sana, because I see you find someone is doing their own thing, maybe pale kwa mtandao, na waja kusumbua, but you file or you find that this is not for me, and it is true. If it does not, haijakubamba si yako, it's meant for somebody else. Leave it alone. Usianze kutukana huyo mtu, usianze kumwambia sijui nini or what. Just leave it. Be nice and you'll notice that things will work out for you. That's what I discovered. That's what I realized. Even in a relationship, most of you want to get into a relationship for your own selfish gain. Utaki kuambia uko single, au unataka mtu akulipiage nyumba, au unataka hii nini. But what is your aim in going into this relationship? Are you going to serve the other person? That's that's something I wanted to. I could keep talking and talking and talking, and but I just wanted to talk about that most depression in quote, or the sadness feeling that we feel, is because we are not doing the right thing. Nikikupatia blender, for example, it's supposed to blend juice, but if you use it incorrectly, it's not going to serve the purpose. It's the same thing. Human beings, we have our own purpose. If you don't serve that purpose correctly, you find that you always be sad, unsatisfied, like my feelings too mingi. That's why you cannot be selfish with yourself. You cannot serve yourself, because you'll be trying to achieve everything by yourself, and you cannot do that. And that's why you will feel that you will always be coming short in whatever you do, and then you're going to be sad. Serve other people, you'll be fulfilled. That's how I overcame that period. In life, we learn this thing. Hakuna mtu akona marking scheme. I'm 28, turning 29 in May. But I can promise you that I'm still learning. And I know there are those people who are still in their 50s, and they're still learning. So no one has opened your mind to learning. And when you learn, share it with other people like I have done. Niko hayo. Let's stay tuned. If you like it, share with another person. Maybe anaweza like, anaweza learn something from it. Yeah, let's be nice, be kind, love one another.